These are 4 things that may be holding you back from becoming the best version of yourself or the most optimal version of yourself. Number 1, lack of rest. If your body's communicating with you, you feel yourself trying to power through, you're chugging so many caffeinated drinks, coffee, and it's not working. That means that maybe you need to relax for a minute, stop the grind, relax yourself, rest. Take time for yourself. Get that rest in, because you'll be surprised at how much more effective you'll be once you get enough rest, once you get an adequate amount of rest for your body's needs. Number 2, diet. What does your plate look like? What do you eat on a regular basis? Do you eat more processed foods versus whole foods versus raw foods? Do you consume over amounts of fast food? What does your diet look like? Because your diet can lead to, if you have a poor diet, it can lead to depression. It can lead to sluggishness. It can lead to physical ailments as well. And you already know that with diabetes, all these different types of diabetes, all these different ailments that are linked to foods. So another thing that can hold you back from being the optimal version of yourself is your diet. Check your diet. Eat more fruits and vegetables. Change up your plate. Change up your plate. Change up your mindset. Because a lot of times with the food we're consuming, it can have a chemical effect on our brain as well. It's just like if you're putting something in a machine, if you're putting crappy gas in a machine, right? It's not going to run as good as if you put top of the line premium grade, right? It's going to run completely different. Therefore, if you want your brain, want your functions to operate to its optimum levels, make sure you put in the right fuel. Because as well as it leading to depression with the chemicals that are in some of the foods, it can also have an effect to put you in more of a worried state. Because when we eat certain foods that are low vibrational, they can have an impact on not just the physical, the mental, the emotional. They can play with our hormones, our emotional balance as well. Especially for men, if you're having difficulties, sexual dysfunctions, erectile dysfunctions, you really have to be mindful of the foods where you see it says enriched, or when you see it says it has high fructose corn syrup, or any of those dyes, yellow number, whatever, red number 5, or when they have artificial flavors. And natural flavors, they're bad too, but especially if you see artificial flavors, leave it on the shelf. Don't even bother it. Number 3, another thing that can really keep you from being the optimum version of yourself is lack of physical activity, lack of exercise. Getting in gains will help you sustain. So get into gains to help sustain, because the more you work out, it decreases depression, it decreases anxiety, it helps with weight loss, it helps to clear you mentally, because when you're releasing all of those toxic things out of yourself, when you're sweating, you're releasing a lot of the toxins that are trapped inside of your body. So by you releasing those things, it's helping you, it's optimizing you, it's getting you to a clearer state, to a better state. Therefore, physical activity is good not just for the physical body, it's good for your emotional self, it's good for your mental self, and it works hand in hand with your diet, with what you're eating, and your rest. So if you're doing those 3 things, if you're monitoring those 3 things, if you're, doing the best you can with those 3 things, you're almost there. Now, the last thing that can affect you, drastically affect you, is the company that you keep, who you're around, who do you keep around you? Because oftentimes we'll be influenced in the ways that we're not even aware of by the people that we're most in contact with, by the people that we have around us on a consistent basis, by the people that we share a lot of our life moments with. You'll be surprised once you isolate yourself away from certain groups, certain people, certain cliques, how much you will find yourself changing, how much you will find yourself looking within, discovering yourself again, finding yourself with a new identity, because you're tapping into your true self. So oftentimes people are afraid to be alone, but sometimes with that loneliness, with you disconnecting from people, groups that are no longer serving you, you find a higher level of clarity. So those are the four things that can keep you from becoming an optimized version of yourself. Rest, lack of rest, make sure you get your rest. Diet, check what's on your plate. Exercise, physical activity, stay active, live longer, have better benefits. And the last one, the people you're around. You know what they say, birds of a feather flock together.